Okay. Hello, this is Monica Salcida, and this is a student at Ramona High School. We are doing our first counseling session. So we're going to go over some questions here. And so first off, I want to ask, how is everything doing? I know there was some issues with some girls yesterday.
Yes.
Can you explain what happened?
Okay, so first and foremost, well, I like this boy. It started off from having a crush on this boy, and it turned out that the boy wasn't really like a good influence, like not on me but towards like others as well. But he was like really cool and like really popular. Like he was well known, and like I guess that the bad influence part didn't really like. I didn't really care about it. I still pushed it, like trying to like get with him. And my friends used to get mad because they used to give me advice about him and tell me that he's not like, he's not good. He doesn't seem like your type, and he's not exactly like the person you can introduce your parents to. And I didn't listen because I was trying to force something that wasn't really there. And like me being like stubborn, that's how I am. So we went to the homecoming together. Well, yeah, I went to homecoming with him, and he started like, it was going good at the first part of it, and then after a while he started like getting too turned up and started like dancing and grinding on like other girls, and I felt uncomfortable. So I stepped out. Like I didn't even tell him about it like then, but I stepped out. Like I stepped off the dance floor, and I went to go sit at the bleachers by myself. And then I couldn't see anymore because like I didn't have my glasses, and I wear glasses like all the time because I think my vision is like going bad because I don't wear them a lot.
Oh, okay.
And I went to go tell him that I couldn't see, and like. I don't know, he just told me to wait because he didn't want me to just go out by myself because, my ride wasn't there.
Oh.
And he didn't want to just leave me alone. So he just told me to wait and sit down because, the dance is almost over. And I did that. And, I was mad about the situation. Like, man, I should have never came and all that. And then my friends were right. Like, you go somewhere with a girl and then you start dancing on other girls. Like, I thought that was disrespectful. And, I didn't, like, appreciate that. So I told my friends about it. Well, one of my friends. And she told me, like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, we told you so. So then after a while, she told my other two friends, because I guess they went to each other's houses. And then they texted me, added me into a group chat, telling me that we told you about this. So they got mad at me, basically, because they gave me advice over and over again, and like, look what happened. They basically got mad because they felt bad for me, but it turned like they said they didn't want to be my friend anymore, and I respected that because we're mad at each other. Well, they're mad at me. I can't make them be my friends, so I just kind of left it alone. And then came Monday when school started. I got there and they were at the gate waiting for me, and they told me to my face they didn't want to be my friend anymore.
How did that make you feel?
It was just like whatever. Like I could make other friends, and I knew other people, so like yeah, I lost really good friends who tried to help me, but I guess like it was my fault. So it was just something that I had to deal with. It wasn't on their part. And one of the girls who literally had nothing to do with it at all, she was there. She knew about the situation, but she like wasn't there at all. Like the situation had nothing to do with her. Like she barely hung out with us.
Yeah.
And she was just putting her input on it, and I didn't know why she was putting her input when you barely like know what's going on. You're just going off based on what you're told and like what you know already.
Yeah.
And she told me that we were never friends and that we were just acquaintances.
How did that make you feel?
I thought she was my friend, but it was just like whatever at the moment. Like I didn't really pay attention to her because it's like if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, and I can't change anyone's feelings towards me. And if they don't like me, that's that's on their part. That's on their part. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
And after a while, we stopped talking for like a day. Yeah, a day went by, we stopped talking. I think it was more than a day. It was a day, like, it was a day. We stopped talking, and it went well. Like, there was no drama, there was no beef, like, none of that. And, after a while, in PE class, I get added into a group chat. Well, they say, like, not added, but I thought I was added. So, I guess I was just moving too quick in the moment where I just deleted the group chat and not, remove myself from it. But I left all the remaining group chats.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll grab it. Oh. Thanks. Thank you. We'll just be 30 minutes.
Alright. And I stopped talking, like, we just stopped talking, and I get added into this group chat, and I'm noticing that there was words towards me, like, blocking, like, it's for pussy bitches, and calling me, like, all types of, bitches and all that, and she told me, don't be surprised when he blocks you too.
Oh, can you tell me more about that?
She said, don't be surprised when he blocks you too. And at first I was just like, whatever. Like, I took my screenshots, like my evidence, because I knew I was gonna report it. And I simply left the group. I didn't argue back. I didn't instigate in the situation. I just simply left. And after a while, when I got back home, well, earlier I talked to him. I told him a happy birthday, and that was it. I just wished him happy birthday. Like, what are you doing? How old are you turning? And that was all. And I just said, oh, I hope you have fun. And he said, thank you. And that was like the end of the conversation.
How did that make you feel?
What, that I was blocked after I wished him happy birthday? Oh, I was mad. I was so mad. I was just like, well, I take my birthday wish back. Like, you obviously didn't appreciate it. And I just feel like if you were like, I was talking to my other guy friend, and he's telling me athlete who's a boy who works and focuses on himself has no time for girl drama. So I felt like she kind of intimidated him a little bit. Or that's not my point. I don't know the whole.
Was that
like,
the older girl that came in? Okay.
I don't know the whole point of the story, but I felt like it was a little intimidation going on, and I don't know, because I feel like even if he like felt that I have some type of connection towards him, even though like I never told him, he like, I don't know, he never like told me anything. Like,
why do you think that she was so concerned about the situation?
I think what really concerned her, because when I walked into the school and they were there in the morning, she told me, like, she was coming for me. She was like, and he didn't even like you. And then she was like, the girl that was with us, Mariah? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know her personally, but like I remember her. And she was like, yeah, like, that's who he's talking to, that's who he likes, and I think they're close. That's her friend. And she was like, that's who he likes. And she was like, that's his boo. And I was like, okay, like, you never told me that, but okay.
And why do you think that she involved herself in the whole situation?
I think it has something to do with her friend, mostly, trying to get at him too, or them talking. But at the end of the day, I don't really know anyone else's actions.
Yeah.
Like, I can't point it out. Like, for me, I know my actions, and if I did something, I would know why I would do it. But for anyone else, I don't really know. But I just know the situation had nothing to do with her. And she kind of intervened into a situation.
Yeah, and I noticed that she was very hostile in the group session yesterday.
I noticed that too. And that's why with the other girls it went well. Like, we were talking.
There was a lot of open communication.
It was really open, but with her, I kind of like stopped it because I felt intimidated myself. Like, the way that she was looking at me and the way that she rubbed off, which like that I don't care type of, personality. I'm not gonna sit there and acknowledge that, because it's like I'm not that type of person, and I know what type of person I could become. I honestly, if I would have got mad, I would have got up and slapped her, and I know I could be that type of person. So I let Mr. Lim and I let you guys take over the talking, because like, I broke down, yeah, I cried, because it, like, hurt me to see, like, you did something wrong, you called me all types of names, and you just sit there, and, like, you don't care. And her apology seemed fake, so it was, like, I just took it, and it was, like, whatever.
Do you think that reflects possibly her upbringing?
To be honest, I don't know. I just felt like I just want her to leave. I just want to get it over with, because, like, I don't even waste my time on her anymore. I don't look at her.
Is she considered a bully here?
Not that I know of, because I'm new at this school.
Okay.
So when I met her, she seemed nice.
Okay.
She seemed like a nice person, but overall, she just, like, she made the situation worse between me and the other girls, because, you know, even the other girls themselves, you've seen them.
Yeah.
They were like, that was all her, and we told her, like, don't do that. And, like,
And I did notice this statement she kept saying, I'm not your friend.
yeah.
We're acquaintances. But she reached out to you as a friend,
Yes.
giving you advice. So how did that make you feel when she said that versus her actions of what she did?
It made me feel played. Like, it made me feel dumb, because I put my trust into someone that I thought was completely nice and the complete opposite. And it turns out that she doesn't care about her actions and what she does. And it was just like, it was just whatever. You can't make someone care.
So where do you guys stand as of now?
I talked to one of them yesterday, and that was Jalen, the one that was going through her stuff.
The second one we spoke to?
The second one.
Okay.
And, like, I talked to her in math class. She didn't ask me about what happened or anything. We were just having a normal conversation.
Okay.
And that was it. Like, I didn't talk to any of them after that.
So
But I know where we stand. Like, we're cool. There's no
Okay.
drama. We squashed it. And
It's squashed
like,
here.
over with, yes.
Okay. Is there anyone that you feel like you're concerned about this whole situation out of the 4 girls?
The most that I'm really concerned about is the Brianna girl, the last one we talked about, because it's like, you do something wrong to someone and you see that it hurts them, because overall they thought you were their friend,
Okay.
and then to the point where you see that they're really not your friends, and they were just using you, just trying to be nosy and just to get into your business.
Yeah.
And then when something bad happens to you, they use that against you. So that's how I felt about that situation.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna put it here that way they can see me better.
Okay.
The first friend that came into the office, where do you stand with her?
We're cool. She was the one that was really, like, concerned about me and was trying to reach out as a friend, and it was my fault for not listening to her. But I feel like after all this is over, I see us being, like, cool again.
Good. How do you feel about that?
I feel relieved a little bit, even though we're not talking right now. But I'm just letting time, tell.
Yeah, time tell. Exactly. And with that being said, how do you feel with yourself right now?
With myself, I feel relieved because there's no drama. And I'm focusing on myself.
Okay.
I'm trying to do the best I can so I can, get my grades, on point, and do many assignments and, basically put myself on a good, starting streak, especially at this school, because this is a new school.
Yes.
And I really, don't need the drama in my life, because it is overwhelming and it is stressing. And then it gets me distracted from what I really need to be distracted, not distracted, but paying attention on.
Exactly, yeah. And with this all happening, I know that you did state that you know who you are. So with that being said, what are 3 things that you'd like to change about yourself?
I like to change me being stubborn and sensitive and friendly, because I'm like a people's person. I'm very friendly with everyone, but there are other people out there that you just can't trust because they're just so evil, And you know, I'm not an evil person. Like, I'll get to know you for who you are, and I'll accept you for who you are. But from that learning experience with that girl, I know that there are some people there who don't care about their actions.
Yes.
And who don't really take responsibility for the things that they, you know, they do, and they put, you know, effort into doing.
Exactly. And what would what would prevent you from changing those things?
The drama would prevent me from changing those things, and like other distractions that will come into my life. Because when I get overwhelmed, those 3 traits pop up. And like, you see me yesterday, I started crying twice in here.
Well, I mean, we all have emotions.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we're
we all
human.
have emotions.
And that's what I was explaining to Brianna here, because I know she shut down very quickly and said, you know, you're not my friend, you're an acquaintance. But yet her actions were of a friend. So what does that tell you about her?
It tells me that, well, for one, it's like you reached out to me as a friend, and you know, I thought you were my friend. But what tells me about her is that she's a person who doesn't really like, how do I explain this? Who doesn't really think when she's like about what she's doing at the time.
Yeah. Would you agree with the statement that she hurts others because she's been hurt?
Most likely, yeah. And like, I don't know. I just feel like she is a person who doesn't really think about her actions. So.
And how are you your own person, yourself, living up to others' expectations of who you should be? This could be your family, this could be school, this could be yourself.
Okay. So, in my family, on my dad's side of the family, only one of my cousins graduated from college.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's still going to school. She's still trying to get her degree. And it kind of made me, like, want to be like her, because I have my aunt. She's on drugs. And she just, like, lost her house recently. And it's hard coping with someone being on drugs because you're not used to that person. You're used to the person that you were seeing before she got hooked. And, well, a lot of stuff happened in, like, my family. My cousin died at, like, a young age. He was 16, and it was, like, because he got dragged from the wrong path. And that kind of made me, like, wanted to be something else. And wanted me to be, like, you know, like his sister, like my cousin who graduated from college.
Yeah.
But it made me, like, not say, like, not want to be like him, but maybe want to be better than what he could have done. Like, you know, not get dragged by the wrong path and the wrong people, and keep, like, my eye on the prize.
That's great. Yeah, I agree. How do you see your mother?
I see my mom. This is a hard one because I see my mom as many things. Okay, so one thing I see my mom as she's a really strong woman, because she's been through, like, a lot in her life too. Like, you know, my dad leaving her, and, well, she was pregnant with me at 21, but it was still too much for her because she, you know, is still considered young. So, yeah, it was like we had, you know, mother and daughter issues more than, you like, what you're supposed to. Like, I used to, like, fight with my mom, and that was because, like, I wanted my dad more in my life than I wanted my mom, because my dad, you know, wasn't really there. And I used to get mad at my mom for it. Like, I used to blame her for that situation. So I see my mom as a strong person, because even after the things that, like, I did to her and said towards her, like, she's still, like, you know, she went to go get help, and now she knows, like, how to reach out to me, and she knows, like, how to talk to me, and, like, do certain things, you know, with me. And now, like, before, I don't even see, you know, I don't see my mom now how I seen her before. Like, me and my mom were, like, close now, like this. Like, you can't keep us apart. It's like we're always laughing.
So how would you say you're like your mother, and how would you say you're unlike her?
I would say I'm like my mother because I'm very determined. And my mom is also like very determined. Like if she wants something, she's gonna go work for it and get it. And that's like how I see myself when I see my mom.
And what can you do that would make her happy?
Like pass through school and do really good in life and like not make the mistakes that she once made. Because it's like when you're looking at your kid like making the same mistakes you made, it puts you in like that little hole. Like I could have taught her better, and I don't want her to feel guilty. So.
And what would you do to disappoint her?
To disappoint my mom would be like, well, in my mom's family, it's the same thing in my mom's family. Only one person out of her family graduated because my mom lost her mom at a young age too, when she was 16. And my grandfather on her side didn't really do much for them, but mess around with like other women and drink all the time. So it really put her in that that state of mind. Like, God, like I wish my mom was here. So to make my mom proud is like not just becoming the best I can be, and not putting myself in a position where I need other people's help, because even though my mom needed help, she always did it on her own. And I just want to be like that.
And what kind of what does she say when she criticizes you?
Oh God, she says a lot. Like she tells me like I need to do better, like focus on what I need to focus on, and not focus on like other stuff that would like make me lose like what I have here, which is in education. And she tells me that all the time. It's like non-stop. Like you need to do like good in school because that's what's gonna help you in life. So.
And okay. So what about your father? How do you see your father?
I see my dad as many things. Well, for one, I see him like as my savior, and my guardian angel. Because like if it wasn't for my dad, like I wouldn't be here today. And even though he used to he wasn't really in my life as much as he should have been, he's like paying up the time for it now. So that's how I see my dad.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel, well, when I first started living with my dad, we got off on a wrong streak because I didn't know him and he didn't know me. So we would always go like back and forth. And like fighting with my dad put me in like a rough patch in my life because that was pretty much like after like when my mom lost us, that was pretty much like all I had was my dad. And fighting with him wasn't like making it better. So I think, yeah.
And why did your mom lose you guys?
Because me and my mom would like always argue a lot, and it was to the point where me and my mom's fight got like physical, and like she hurt me like bad, and like I had to go to like the hospital. And when I went with my dad, I think we were already in the court system, and it was when I seen my dad, it was only like once a week, and that was all. And when my dad like seen like what my mom did to me, at first I wouldn't tell him because like I was scared, but like he forced me to tell him, and he told me like I wasn't going back with my mom, and it made him take her to court to fight for us, but eventually like, he ended up winning.
And how old were you when that happened?
This happened to me when I was going on into the 8th grade, sometimes in the summer a few years ago. So yeah.
And how did that emotional and physical abuse affect you now, being older?
It affected me because it's like, wow, like I know my mom could have been like a better person, and she is like, not saying she was a bad person then. She was always a good person. Like she took care of us and she did what she could do. But I felt like my dad like leaving her and them splitting up put her in like a rough, a rough patch in her life as well. So she kind of took that out on me because I adored my dad so much and wanted my dad in my life, where she felt like I didn't love her, as much as I loved my dad.
Yeah, definitely. And how did that affect also your siblings? I know you have younger.
I only have one brother. The other siblings are like step.
Oh, okay.
So, well, my one brother, he's turning 11 in a month, and him and my mom were really close, like really, really close. So I think it affected him badly, even though, you know, younger kids don't really show their emotions.
Yeah.
But I felt like it did affect him when, you know, he lost my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like seeing her more often now is like he doesn't really think about what happened. Like, you know, he knows that's his mom, and he knows like not even a stepmom could even change the fact that that's still his mom.
Yeah. And what is the main things you've learned to accept from everything that has happened in your life up until now?
I learned to accept like everyone else's issues because everyone else has something going on, including me. And if I just like look past that, it's not gonna put me anywhere.
And what do you like most about yourself?
One thing I like most about myself is that I'm very like, I know for myself that I'm very intelligent, and I know that I can do it as long as I, you know, push myself to do it. And especially when I'm becoming like more bilingual, like than before, like not even just speaking Spanish, like I'm learning other languages too. So
yeah, you're very good at Arabic.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was really surprised. It's great. And how would you explain your childhood?
I was spoiled. I was spoiled, but that's because like everything was put together. All the puzzles were not missing yet. Like my parents were together. Like we struggled. Like they struggled, but like they felt like even though they struggled, they never put me in the middle of their struggles. They always did what they could do for me, and sometimes they went like over the top.
What's some examples of that?
Oh my god, like my mom used to dress me up like I was her Barbie doll.
No.
Like I was always in these dresses and like gowns and like I always had the Cinderella room.
Oh, that's
and the
Disneyland.
Birthday parties, yes, the birthday parties.
So then, when did it go down from there?
When my dad left my mom.
And how old were you?
I was 6 or 7 then.
And what was it? Divorce?
It was a divorce.
And what was the root of that?
Well, my parents, after a while, they started arguing more than usual and fighting. And my dad got like tired of it, and he wanted to like call it off. He felt like they needed to be, you know, away from each other. Yeah.
Was there any drugs, alcohols involved?
Oh no. There was no drugs or any alcohol. My mom doesn't do drugs.
Okay.
And like my dad smokes, but you know, weed is legal here.
Yeah.
So
in California.
yeah, that's all it is.
Okay. And what's your view on that?
Nothing really. That's his choice. It's not affecting me.
Okay.
Like, I think he does it for medicinal purposes too.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know. It's just, that's on him.
That's on him. Okay.
Yeah.
But does it affect you, like, physically, emotionally?
No, because I'm not the one smoking.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, it's just like whatever.
Do you think it's normalized?
I don't think it's like, well, at least it's not cancer sticks. So
Cigarettes.
I don't really take it to heart. I don't think it's normal either. But it's kind of like neutral. Like it's either you do it or you don't do it.
And yeah, exactly. And going back to that, what do you think sparked your mother's anger towards you? You said it was your dad, correct?
Yeah, I felt like it was my dad. And she even told me it was like me and my mom went through counseling just so me and her could build up a better relationship, because she didn't know how to be a mom, and she didn't know like how to love me, like, you know, as much as my dad loved me. Like her and my brother were the close ones.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. 3 more minutes. Sorry.
Her and my brother were the close ones.
Okay.
So like it didn't like really, I think it affected me to see my brother as close as my mom than I was. So I was like really like more close to my dad.
Do you think that made her feel a certain type of way?
I felt like it did too. Like she noticed, but she never really like did anything about it.
And your dad, is he older than your mother?
No, my mom's older than my dad.
Oh really? Oh, how old is your father?
My dad is like
young.
30, like in his 30s, 36.
Oh wow.
And my mom is like 38.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
so
2 years. Wow. Okay. Well, then, how do you see yourself now? Like, as a sophomore?
I see myself growing,
Mhm.
like as a growing adult, because like
Mhm.
I try to stay on the positive side more than like most teenagers do, like when they're most focused on like drama.
And have you thought about your future and
Yeah.
what plans to get there?
Yeah, I want to go to UCR
Okay.
because I already know like a friend that's going to UCR.
Great.
She just like turned 18.
Mhm.
So like it's just like college plans. I want to go to
Mhm.
UCR. I want to discover like the programs there.
Okay.
I once wanted to be a culinary chef,
Mhm.
but I'm still like debating on that.
Yeah.
But once I get to like that time period, like, I know like I most likely will know what I
Yeah,
want to do.
and you know the steps to
Yeah.
get there, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about Avid. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, Mr. Lim said he was thinking about
Mhm.
putting me into Avid.
Yeah, next semester.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like work hard for it,
Mm-hmm.
and even like if he puts me in it, like I'm just gonna do it because I want those college credits.
Yeah,
And
you're
it
ready
looks
for
really
the,
good.
the
Yeah.
challenge, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So
And you see the cycle
yeah,
in your family, and
yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm gonna do better than my family, like how they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because my family, at first I used to think my family was just like so judgmental,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like looking back at it and looking at the issues that they once had, they're not being judgmental. They just want me to be better than
Yeah.
what they could have become.
Are you ready for that? You ready to break that
Yeah,
cycle?
yeah. Because we need in my family we need more people
Yeah.
to look out for the family. And you know, my cousin, like I see it like sometimes when she talks to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to her because at first she used to always take care of her mom and pay her
Yeah.
mom's rent. And it's like you can't change someone if they don't want to be
Mhm.
changed. And it's like you can't just baby. They're adults. They're
Yeah.
older than you, and you're over here like baby food feeding them, and it's like you can't do that.
Yeah, that's very mature that you see that
Mm-hmm.
at your age because
Yeah.
you know a lot of.
Because I see it like in my family. I've seen it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me like realize like this is like not who I want to be.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't blame my aunt because people deal with depression
Yeah.
in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame her, but she's been through it, like with losing her son and losing her house.
Yeah, that's hard.
She never wanted to leave the house.
Mhm.
Her son was like, that house was like practically like her son. It was just the last thing left of
Mhm.
her in remembrance of him.
But you do see that you have a support system,
Yeah,
and some people don't have that. And you have your cousin,
yeah.
so you know you can always go to her, or you can come here. You know, I'll be here the whole year, Professor Lin, Mr. Lin. So you know, we'll get you
Yeah.
ready. And I think everything's great though from what you're
Yeah.
telling me. And I'm excited.
I know,
Yeah.
me too. Cause like, I just want to grow up, but then I don't.
Oh yeah, we all want to.
Then I don't.
We all want to, but when we get there, it's like I wish we can just enjoy what we have right now.
Yeah, but
yeah, so.
I feel like I'm ready for it. Like I'm preparing myself at an early stage.
Definitely, yeah.
Because if you prepare yourself late, it's just
Mhm.
never gonna work out.
Definitely.
And another person who also inspires me is my stepmom,
Oh, good.
because she
okay.
also got pregnant at a young age too, at 16.
Wow. Okay.
And she was still going to school.
Mhm.
She didn't let that affect her. Even when she had a baby, she still went to
Good.
school.
Mhm.
And you know, her parents supported her
Mhm.
in that situation, and she did what she could do. And now she's like a hardworking nurse now.
Good.
You know,
Wow.
making good money.
And how many kids does she have?
She has 4 now.
Oh, wow.
Because you know, her and my dad just had another baby.
Oh, yeah, you told
But
me.
she has 3 of her own by like her ex.
So you have a nice support system. Well,
Mhm.
good. I think you're on the right track.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll tune in next week to
Okay.
see how things are going.
Okay.
And I'll end it there.
Okay.
Thank you.